General Alder has been through so much. She carries so much wisdom, knowledge, everything she's been through, all the wars she's led, and she's almost hypnotic because of that.
When Alder lost her sister back in Salem, it's the kind of thing that's going to haunt her entire life. It's always going to be the question of, what if I had fought back a little sooner? Could I have saved her?
That loss is incredible, and therefore it's the drive that she has to continue doing this. And the other fear that comes in there is, what if she can't? What if she will get stripped of her throne or her position?
When she saw her sister killed and made the decision to unleash this song, she's going against centuries of tradition. She's going against so much, and it speaks to the level of trauma that she endured in that moment. This moment of losing her sister kind of haunts and informs who Alder is and always will.
You know, she did the crossing of the Delaware. She has shaped America into what it is today, and that is huge, and she's done that for the last 327 years. You know, she could have chosen an easy way out, but she pledged herself, you know, to fight and serve this country.
I knew Alder was very old, and I knew there had to be a reason. I didn't want it to just be that she was magically able to stay alive. You know, I wanted there to be a cost for it. So when we first meet the biddies, we assume that they are Alder's sort of crone bodyguards. But what we learn in the episode is that they are not old women, they're actually young. And that there's a particular magic going on by which these women each hold a portion of Alder's many years for her.
They take her age, her war wounds, and therefore she's able to stay that pristine and continue to lead and fight.
They accompany her everywhere. They feel everything. They are basically her inner counsel within herself.
It is quite a sacrifice that these young women make, and they don't last for very long. You can't be a biddy for more than 5 or 6 years.
There's many people who look down on the fact that she uses these women to stay the way that she is, but she doesn't look at it that way. I mean, I think it's for the women that offer themselves up to become a biddy, it's a huge honor. It's an incredible honor.
I think that their necessity is something that people will start to see so much more of as the season progresses, and see the strength that they offer within that.
Anacostia is somebody who you don't really know what's going on behind those eyes, and I love that about her. I think I was inspired to create Anacostia's role by the military itself. There's always that drill sergeant who's in charge of new people coming in. And I knew we needed that. We needed somebody who had their eyes on these new recruits.
The thing that I love the most about playing Anacostia is that I know her, but I don't. I was a military brat, but I've never been in the military. Anacostia is just such an enigma that it makes me want to solve that puzzle. For Anacostia, coming into the world as a fosterling and being adopted by Alder, I think it completely shifted who she would have been otherwise. But Alder taking a special interest in Anacostia gave Anacostia a certain edge and a certain ability to see a lot more. She learned war, she learned peace, she learned loyalty and trust, but she learned it from one of the most powerful beings.
In Motherland, The Hague, it's similar to how The Hague serves in our world. It's an international tribunal where the standards of war are established and discussed. What kind of magic is okay to use and what kind of magic is not okay to use. It's where war crimes are investigated and tried. Other nations' witch armies are similar to ours. Our witch army is mostly based on vocalization. There are armies like the Army of India, where a lot of their magic is based on gesture. Other nations have other kinds of stuff to work with. The Tarim are a sect of witches who come from a very contested part of the world. They want no part of fighting. They want no part of militarization. They possess a magical technology. They possess sounds and sacred songs that have not been heard for generations, which is why Alder is so fascinated with them. When she hears their music and their song, it's like she's hearing her mother's lullaby. And so it connects Alder to a past that was ripped away from her.
Coming onto this show, I absolutely adored the story. I adore the journey, but I adore the people that I get to take the journey with. Lyne is phenomenal.
This friendship just, you know, came to be, which I think we both were a bit like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And I just, you know, the moment I met her, I just love that woman.
She is one of the goofiest, most beautiful, talented people that I've gotten an opportunity to work with. Once they yell action, Alder pops out in a way that just makes you forget that Lyne ever existed. It is the most beautiful contrast I've seen in a really, really long time. She makes everybody step their game up, me included. I was like, I know my lines. Am I living them though?
She's an incredible actor. Every time I worked with her, I was always in awe of how she would bring herself to her character. She's so focused, so prepared. I constantly want to envision me as an 8-year-old and meeting her and how it would have been like, huh? You know, but now as grown-ups, we kind of just looked at each other and we knew, okay, I've got you. And we do. We've got each other's back and we're there throughout. It's been an absolute wonderful friendship.